Welcome to Masterpiece Tarot. Here you'll find timeless messages to guide your soul's awakening. If you're here, trust. You are meant to be. Please show your support by liking, sharing, and subscribing. These help support my mission of creating more peace on Earth. Welcome in, collective. Thank you for being here. In this reading, I'm going to channel messages for our Divine Masculine Collective. Ooh, hold on, guys. Got to make sure my camera... I've got a precarious setup here. Okay, but we're all right. All right, so these are messages for our Divine Masculine Collective. Thank you, Spirit, for using me as a channel for messages for the collective. What is it that you would like for us to know about masculine at this time? What's masculine going through? How's he feeling about feminine? How's he feeling about himself? What's going on with our masculine? What can we know about our masculine collective? First card out is Judgment. Masculine might be going through an awakening. The opportunity is the moon. Okay, looking at what's been hidden, looking at what's coming to light. Challenge, Knight of Pentacles. It might be somebody who's very focused on the material. Sometimes that can be challenging when we're trying to do spiritual work. And the Six of Swords is the action to take, moving out of choppy waters, moving into calmer waters. And I just want to bring our attention to the colors here. Greens and blues. Blue is the the throat chakra. Green is the heart chakra. I had a reading like this the other day where every card that came out was like pink and red. This is different energy. This is the fourth and fifth chakras very heavily. Fourth and fifth. So the fourth chakra is the heart center. Okay, so love is the light aspect of that. All things related to love, being compassionate, being understanding, right? Being kind. The shadow of that is like hate. It's, being judgmental, being closed-minded, all these kinds of things. Okay, and it stems from a place of fear. And I just want to bring that up because as I'm looking here at the moon card, when we're doing our awakening and our healing work, so much of what we are doing is looking at our shadow. And because the shadow, the things that we unconsciously, consciously reject about ourselves because of what we've been through in the past or in past lives, gets thrust into the shadow where it's no longer looked at. We act out of a place of unconsciousness. When we're doing our healing work, we start looking at all of those things, the ways in which we act from a place of fear and pain. And yeah, so I'm just wanting to bring that to our attention because super important work can be difficult, and part of the difficulty is understanding. But anytime you feel a negative feeling or thought, and I'm not kidding, if you get irritated, if you get angry, or if you find yourself, approaching a situation with anything less than love and acceptance, that's a cue that you may be in your shadow. You may have some shadow material there that you can look at and work on. And that's most of us experience those moments probably on a daily basis, many of us. Okay? I do want to get some clarifiers here. So, heart, And the blue is the throat chakra. How are we communicating? What are we saying? That is a definite reflection of how we're feeling. And remember, I think I said this in a previous reading, but the fourth chakra is at the heart center, and the color is green, and it is literally in the center of your chakra system. So it is very central to pretty much everything that you do in life, all of your beliefs, your whole energy system. The center of it is the heart. And the word courage comes from heart, because cour is heart in French. And so to have courage is to move from a place of strength within your heart, like a heart-centered strength. So the heart is it's so important to balance the energy in that chakra. Okay, so we're clarifying judgment, and we have a 7 of cups, an 8 of cups, and the moon. Okay. 7 of cups is about options, choices. It can also be about illusions. It can be about fantasies. The next card that comes after the 7 is the 8. And here it is. The 8 of cups is, here are those cups. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. Yep. 8 of them are there. They're standing, but we see our person walking away. Sometimes what's available to us isn't what we want. Sometimes it's just not what we're looking for. And that's what we see with the 8 of cups. Somebody's walking away because they want to go towards something better. And here we have it again, the moon. So for masculine, for our masculine that we're reading for, this is you masculine, this might resonate. If you are going through an awakening, you know, the whole idea about awakening, like a dark night of the soul, it's always darkest before it's dawn. Like things get progressively dark and scary when we're going down into the unconscious. We have to descend the staircase. And the deeper you go, just like if you're a scuba diver, the deeper you go, the darker it gets. But it's down there that we need to go to get at those core beliefs, those core wounds, or whatever needs clearing up. So we have a masculine who's on a healing journey. All right. They've got lots of choices. There's a lot that they can pick and choose from with regard to how they're going to move around in life, maybe the people they're going to hang out with, maybe the work they're going to do, how they're going to go about healing themselves, you know. But there's something about it where they still haven't found what they're looking for. They're still going towards something else. And here we see that they're walking right toward the moon. Here's the moon, and here's the moon again. So this card, the moon, they're walking toward, they're descending the staircase, like we were just saying. They're going deep. The moon card is about revealing what's been hidden, revealing what has been suppressed or repressed. It's also a card of balance, because, you know, these two buildings here, and the earth and the water, this represents the conscious and the unconscious mind. We have things that are hidden, but then we have the moonlight. So this reflected light it's bouncing off of the moon, comes from the sun, bounces off the moon, and lights up whatever is here, okay, on the earth at nighttime. And you can sort of see it. It's not daylight, but you can sort of see it. Like at nighttime, we see things in shades of gray. If if you really look at it, our eyes adjust and sees pretty much everything is in shades of gray. So on this journey of awakening, our masculine might be at the point where they are seeing what's been hidden, but it's still in shades of gray. There's still not colorful definition. It's more like these shadowy outlines of what needs to be integrated, what needs to be drawn up and transmuted into power, into self. Okay, so that's where our masculine is. They've walked away from many things so that they can do this healing work. And indeed, here it is again, the moon. Okay, so this is a cool thing because we see a masculine fully embarking on a healing journey here. The opportunity is the moon. The opportunity is to see what's been hidden. Now let's see what has been hidden. Spirit, tell us more about the moon card here for masculine. What's masculine dealing with the moon here? Queen of Cups. Could be like a mother figure. A Ten of Pentacles. And the Fool. Huh. All right. So we're kind of talking about how we, deep down in the basement of the ocean of our unconscious minds and our programming. Mother. This is a mother figure. There can be issues around your mother that you're trying to work through. The Queen of Cups is that nurturing, loving mother. So with that kind of ideal archetype, you know, using that as sort of a basis of comparison. What was my own mother like? What was my experience around love like? What needs were met? What needs were not met? How did that impact me? With the Ten of Pentacles, again, what are my core beliefs around money, around value, around, you know, what that says about who we are? How much value do I place on money? Was I conditioned to keep up with the Joneses? Was I conditioned to think my value is directly tied to the amount of money that I have? Do I look down on others who don't have money, or look up to others who have money just because of money? Is that really in alignment with my wider understanding about the value in human life? And with the Fool, new starts. This might be about reflecting on the risks that maybe one has taken in the past, looking at, looking at choices where maybe there was a crossroads in the past, there was a decision to take a leap, and looking at those outcomes, okay, the good, the not so good, what was learned, maybe what was lost. And this is a beautiful energy. So this can also be, sometimes people have a hard time taking a step into the unknown. There can be a fear of getting out of a so-called comfort zone. And a lot of times those fears have to do with something that's deep and buried. And so really looking at those fears. Because, if we don't take risks in life, it can be hard, we don't grow. Or we don't grow to our fullest potential if we don't take risks sometimes. So our masculine could really be looking at the comfort zone, looking at deeply held beliefs, core programming, this kind of thing at this time. And of course, all of the emotions around it. In our society, masculines are often Not only are they naturally a little disconnected from emotions just because of their brains, but then on top of that, they're encouraged to further repress their emotions. So this can be an important area of growth for you, masculine. This is connecting for you. With the obstacle, with the Knight of Pentacles, we have a Page of Cups, a Page of Swords, and a Page of Wands. Wow, 3 pages just came out back to back. Look at that. The challenge is lack of experience. Let's just say that. You guys, really, you cannot make it up sometimes. Lack of experience is the challenge here. Here's our person who's very focused on financial, and we see our masculine. He's studying love. He's trying to grow his intellect. Maybe he's reading and studying things. And he's, maybe he's learning about creativity. Maybe he's, looking into the arts, looking into other, creative pursuits. Perhaps he's thinking a lot about his own ambitions in life. So the challenge might just be simply youthfulness or lack of experience. And maybe because he hasn't gotten a lot of experience, there's this kind of staying in the head, not stepping out into the world. This is, this is my terrain. I'm most comfortable in this role of being a student, being somebody who's learning and studying. And this is what I'm comfortable with doing, is this money thing. But as far as my intellect or taking action out into the world or diving deeper with love, a relationship or something. Yeah, so I think that the obstacle is lack of experience, but in that, of course, is an opportunity to go beyond this page. Start doing stuff. Start taking some risks. Even little ones, little movements. And then with our action to take, 6 of Wands, get moving. Get out of the stormy seas. Find some calmer water so that you can really dive into this healing work that you're doing so clearly, masculine. I love this reading for masculine. This is such a nice reading here. Okay, we've got a King of Swords. Yeah, embody that. Embody your inner King of Swords. King of Swords is like, he's a master of the mental. He's a master of, he's somebody who highly values the truth and doing the right thing. That sword is for cutting stuff out that doesn't serve. Okay, and with the action, take that action. You have the ability to, with that King of Swords, take the action that you need to take. The High Priestess and the Knight of Cups. This High Priestess, this could be an aspect of you, masculine. This is sort of the counterpart to the Magician. But instead of doing out in the world, she's like at the same level, only on the receptive feminine side of things. So she is highly intuitive. She knows about like sacred knowledge and esoteric teachings, and she's fertile. Yeah, she's powerful. So this could be a part of you that you are, healing at this time. You might be an incredible magician on some level, which is the masculine expression of that energy. The feminine expression of the magic is the High Priestess. So there could be, with all of this page energy here, this could be definitely an aspect of this Page of Sword energy, where there's a lot of learning, maybe about some of these esoteric teachings or things of that nature. There could also be somebody in your life that's in this energy. It could be a feminine figure of some kind. It could be, a mother. It could be a peer, could be a friend, but it could be that somebody's helping you right now. It could be too that you could ask this person for help, you know, with the King of Swords, because the swords is also about speech. It's about talking. And with the Knight of Cups, we see that there might also be some movement toward love. Self-love, could be love for another. But these are the areas to focus on taking action. Okay. Being assertive and outspoken, okay, about what it is that you're doing and what you're needing. What I see that you're doing is doing some kind of a healing work in this awakening energy. What you're needing appears to be some calmer waters, some love, some place where you can maybe be more loving or maybe receive more love. You might need guidance from like a mentor, or it may also just be that in these calmer waters, it will be easier to receive your intuitive messages that you're looking for and that you are indeed receiving here in this awakening card. We see here, masculine, that you are communing with your higher self, with your spiritual self. And not only that, but divine is giving you, is bringing it down. It's coming from the divine. But here you're very receptive to it with your arms out. The energy's coming down. You're very connected. See how close the spirit body is? But it's just at that perfect position where you can see it very clearly as well. And we see here too that this is a version of this person here that is, you know, very beautiful, very fluid. It's almost like an ideal, because we see that she's wearing, it appears that she's wearing some kind of like a dance, like a ballerina costume or something. And she's on her toes, like, you know, she's a ballerina or something. So there's this idea of dancing too in the energy with the masculine, which is flowing and dancing with the universal energies. So I see that our masculine, this might be you, masculine, is in some type of a divine flow, working on doing some healing work. Okay, being realistic about the challenges here, to do with how you're moving in life with the Knight of Pentacles, and also maybe why, and how that could be holding you back just a little bit. But we see the action to take is, we're saying that what's holding you back is a lack of experience. Pages don't do much yet. They're just kind of sitting around. But we see that the action to take is to get moving. And so do something. Do anything. You know, send a love message. Create a little painting. Write a little something. You know, start doing something here. And I'm not saying you're not doing stuff. Okay, that's definitely not what I'm saying. I'm just reading the energy here. And also take advantage of the people around you. Take advantage of the connections that you have. There could be helpers in the mix. Okay, and then let's get a couple of message oracle cards here for masculine. A couple of oracle cards here. Relationships. I am attracted to those people who serve my highest good. And loneliness. I know that I am never alone. You are never alone, masculine. Know that. Okay, everybody. Those are your messages. I hope they were helpful. Bye for now.